Welcome back to the Mood Ring Part 1 Exploring Color. In this video, we're going to be completing Activity 4 and Challenge 5 together. In Activity 4, we will be reviewing all of the colors of the mood ring. We're going to be looking at the various colors the ring should produce and using our visible spectrum simulation to find the RGB values for all of the colors, and we're going to record those colors in a spreadsheet, very much like the way we did with our favorite color in the previous activity. In addition, we're going to be doing Challenge 5, where we're going to be writing Python code to turn on the hub's color LED to the colors of the mood ring, and we're going to be using the sleep command to create a little pause among the colors. So take a moment now to pause your video and navigate to Activity 4 on page 1.25. I'll see you there. Activity 4. On the next page, we're going to see all of the colors the mood ring's stone could make depending upon the mood of the wearer. Use your knowledge from all of the previous activities that we've done to find the RGB values for the color listed. We're going to record those values in a spreadsheet, much like we did when we recorded our favorite color. Now, probably the most useful tool that we have is the visible spectrum simulation, and we'll be using that to look up some of these RGB values. So navigate to the next page with me by pressing the Control touchpad to the right, and here we see a bunch of colors that the mood ring can make. Now, back in the day, if you had a mood ring, you could put it on your finger and it would detect the temperature of your finger and change to a particular color. Then those colors could be looked up on the little package that the mood ring came in, and it would tell you what your mood supposedly was. We know that that's really not accurate. There's no way for a ring to know the mood in your mind, but what it really does is just measure the temperature of your finger and change colors according to the physics and chemistry of the liquid crystal that's inside the ring. But be that as it may, our task now is to find the RGB values for all of these different colors so that we can include them in our program. You know, a lot of these you may recall from the previous work that we've done, and it's okay to go back to some of those programs and look these values up. I'm going to just show you one of many ways that you could come up with these numbers. I'm going to use the visible spectrum simulation from the previous activity. But before we do that, let's go to the next page and look at where we need to record these values. I'm going to press Control touchpad to the right, and I come to a spreadsheet that has in the first column the name of the mood ring color, and in the second column is the red value, and the third is the green value, and the fourth is the blue value. So right in here is where I'm going to put those values. Hey, you know what? I remember from our first activity that the RGB value for pure red is simply 255, and then I can press tab to go to the next, and 0 and tab and 0. Press enter to enter that value, then I can press the clicker pad to go back, and I'm going to go to green. I also remember that green was 0, tab to the right, and 255, tab to the right, and 0. And now I can press enter and come back down, and I just kind of remember some of these. I'm going to let you fill in the rest of these, but I will help you look up orange. Let's do orange using the spectrum, the visible spectrum simulation. So to do that, I need to navigate to that. Remember, the quick way to navigate is to press the Control key and touchpad, click up, and it gives me kind of this page sorter view. And now I can use touchpad click up once and twice, and then over to the left, and now I can center click to bring that up. Okay, well, that was pretty fast and easy. And remember, I use the touchpad over here to kind of move my cursor around, and I'm going to look for orange over here in my visible spectrum. I know it's someplace between yellow and red. After all, I remember that from Roy G. Biv. Roy is red, orange, yellow. So here's red. So orange is in here because all these are different hues of yellow. So I'm going to try to find an orange in here. Being from Texas, I might want burnt orange. But it's also, as I write this, it's getting close to Halloween, so I may want pumpkin orange. So maybe right in here is a nice orange. There, that looks pretty orange to me. So that number is 255, 159, 0. So I'm going to enter that as my value for orange. So again, I need to navigate back to my spreadsheet. So Control, touchpad, click arrow up, and now I can kind of grab the menu bar and just click down, or I can use my touchpad to click down. There's a lot of different ways to navigate. And I'll come back here to my spreadsheet, and I can just either press the center click or I can press the enter. Again, many ways to do some of these things. I highlight, I can use my cursor, again, my click pad here to navigate around with those cursor arrows. And right there I'm highlighted on orange, and here's where I'll put in my numbers. 255, tab 159, tab 0. Okay, good. So I've got that. So now you'll see that as you arrow down, there's all the different colors that I see back here. And I need to fill out all of these. There's 10 of them. So there's a little bit of work for you to do using the visible spectrum or the knowledge from the previous programs. So pause your video now and fill out the spreadsheet on page 1.27. And when you're finished, resume the video and we will proceed with Challenge 5. So I'll see you there. Challenge 5. We're going to use those RGB values that you recorded in the spreadsheet in Activity 4 to write a Python program that displays all of those colors on the hub's LED. In addition, we're going to use the sleep command to kind of slow the program execution down so that we can savor each color to its perfection. So let's get started doing this. Let's remember that we, on the previous page, Control, touchpad to the left, here I have the colors that I've recorded for all of the mood ring colors. So I'm going to go ahead and do an example Python program using these 3 examples. So let's go forward until we get to the Python editor. Here I am at the Python editor. Oh goody, somebody's already imported TI Hub for me. Wow, that's nice. What's more, there's even a couple of comments. We learned about comments earlier. These are used to kind of help us to know what our program is doing. And so there are comments here that tell me that the RGB values that I'm using in this program are the ones that I determined in the previous activity, and that the purpose of sleep is to pause the running program. So how handy. Great. Let's go ahead and get started coding. I can go right to my color RGB. So I'm going to go to Menu, Hub, Built-in, Color RGB, and put in my values for red. 255, tab, 0, and tab, and 0. Now, that's my first color. Notice where my cursor is. It's inside of the parenthesis. If I were to press enter right now, look at what would happen. Do you see that the parenthesis goes to the next line? This would cause an error in my program, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to press the delete key to go back to where I was. Now I need to position my cursor just to the right of that parenthesis. So I'll do that just by pressing the trackpad to the right. And then I'll press my enter. Now it's time for my sleep. Menu, TI Hub, and there is a section 5 that are commands. And you'll recall when we used this in a previous program that number 1, sleep, has the units of seconds. And the challenge was for a 2-second pause. If you want to use a little longer pause, go for it, or even a little shorter. It's up to you. This is your program. Be creative. Make it the way you want it. Again, my cursor is positioned inside the parenthesis. To get outside of it, I'll press the touchpad to the right and enter. Now I'm ready for my next color. Again, I'll go to get that color. It's under the hub and the built-ins and the RGB value. And I'm going to go back and let's see what that other color is. You know, there's another way to navigate. I can also take my cursor up here to these tabs and I can just go right here. I can put it over 1.27 because that's where the spreadsheet is. And I can just click that and it takes me there, lickety split. And well, there you go. Number 2 is green and green is 02550. All right, let's go back. Remember, the fast way now is just to click that tab up at the top. 1.29 is where I am. And so for green, I'm going to put in 0 and tab and 255 and tab and 0. Once again, make sure you get outside that parenthesis. So cursor click to the right, enter to go to the next line. Wow, now I'm ready for my next sleep. So here we go. Menu, hub, commands, sleep. 2 seconds. Let's get out of that parenthesis and go to the next line. And once again, I can put in my next color. My next color, going back to 1.27, is orange. Orange is 255, 159.0. So, hub, color output, RGB, 255, 159, and 0. Make sure you get outside, put in the sleep, commands, sleep, 2, and get out. I bet you're getting to be a pro at this now. We've used all these commands a bunch. All right, well, let's give this a try. This is not all of the colors. I'm going to leave that for you to do after we're finished with this little example. But if you look at my hub over here, you'll see that the LED is turned off. Remember, that green one just tells me that it's up and powered and going. So, do you remember how to run the program? Remember our pirate's favorite saying? Arr. So let's do it. Control R. Hey, check it out. Red, green, and orange. Hey, it all worked. Nicely done, Fritz. Well, I hope you have had success as well. So we're all finished now. I'll give you time to finish your work. Pause the video now and resume when completed. Well, I hope you're in a good mood after all of that work. This concludes the video on Activity 4 and Challenge 5. Stay tuned for the next video, Activity 5.